Hello Year Sixers and welcome to this week's online lesson, Safe, Responsible and Ethical Use of ICT. I'm really excited to dive into this important topic with you and I can't wait to hear your feedback. Please remember to take notes during the session as we'll look at lots of helpful information that will assist you with completing the rest of the lesson. Now, let's get into the topic. The learning objectives for this lesson are to define what safe, responsible and ethical use of ICT means, to understand what this looks like as a student and recognise what these behaviours look like at school and at home. Before we move on to defining these terms, let's find out what we already know. Using a piece of paper or software on your device, create a brainstorm that contains the words you think might relate to this lesson. On the screen is an example of what kind of ideas you might like to think about while creating your brainstorm. Feel free to pause the video and remember, there's no wrong answers, we're just getting our brains thinking. Okay, here's an example of some information you could have had on your mind map. Now that we've got our brains engaged with the topic, let's dive into the content. First, let's look at Learning Objective 6. We have 4 terms to define: safe, responsible, ethical, and ICT. According to the Merriam-Webster Dictionary, safe can be defined as secure from threat of danger, harm, or loss. Responsible is defined as able to choose for oneself between right and wrong, and ethical behaviour refers to conforming to accepted standards of conduct. For a student, ICT, standing for Information and Communications Technology, means the ability to access, create and communicate information and ideas, solve problems and work collaboratively with others using the internet. A good way to look at safe, responsible and ethical use of ICT is that it's a framework of responsibilities you accept when using the internet that keep you and others safe. Now that we know what each term means separately, let's find out how they relate to one another. This brings us to Learning Objective 2. According to UNICEF, safe, responsible and ethical use of ICT can be defined as the ability for students to be able to fully engage with many positive opportunities the internet presents for us to learn, create and collect knowledge, by utilising sensible safeguards such as password protection, education on safe parts of the internet, and recognition of right and wrong to protect ourselves and others. This, in relation with informed parental guidance and appropriate legal and monitoring frameworks, such as site blockers, allow us to access the internet in a safe and educational format. Now, let's look at a few examples of how we can be safe, responsible and ethical while utilising ICT. Please pause the video to read the following examples. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope it has helped you understand what safe, responsible and ethical uses of ICT are, how it's a framework of responsibilities we have as an internet user, and how we can use technology appropriately at school and at home. Now that you've watched the video, you're up to step 3, where you need to read through the extra resources attached. This can be found by going to the very top left side of the web page, clicking on the More Plus tab and clicking More Information. Thank you for listening and watching.